Hi guys, this is Praveen Mane. I hope you're doing good today. So today I'm going to explain you about ReactJS 16, the complete reference guide for the ReactJS application. So this session is for those who wanted to understand ReactJS, its features and how we can code into this environment. Yeah, so let's get started then. So today's agenda is, I'm going to explain you some introductory part about React.js, advantages and disadvantage of React.js. And yes, there are some differences between React.js and some other libraries which are out there in the market, like Angular. And then we can see the basic environment setup which we need to do for React.js development, and followed by one simple React app example. So yes, so React.js is the JavaScript library for front end. There are some more libraries available into the market who supports the completely UI. For example, jQuery. It is similar to that. This is the one of the library which recently developed, and it is developed by Facebook. It was firstly released in 2011. It has actually very strong community support, and if we wanted to develop the reactors application, so what are the prerequisites? So we need only three things over here. One is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. That's all we need to understand about React.js environment or application. So React.js acts as a V in MVC, as MVC is model view controller part. So this is the standard pattern for developing any application. So React acts as a view component over here. If we wanted to develop complete application, then we need to combine React.js with some other libraries like some of the PostgreSQL, then AngularJS, and some other parts like that. So model and controller part we need to take care, and rest is just a view part that is taken care by React.js. Then what are the features of React.js? So these are the some topmost features which are listed down over here is JSX. So it is like JavaScript syntax extension. I will give you an example. This is just one just a glance of JSX, not the complete the understanding about JSX. So here I have this class. This is actually React.js application, so do not worry about the the complete folder structure over here which I open here. So this is just a simple class in the React.js. Inside that I have this render method and then this HTML elements. So JSX is incorporating HTML element into the JavaScript. That is like just this. What about the the JSX if you wanted to know about it? That's all. Like I'm just embedding some HTML element to the JavaScript. I have some further follow-up sessions which I'm going to cover the JSX in detail. So maybe we can talk more into that for in the later version. Okay. Now the next thing is components. So components is basically, I will give you an example for this also. So here is reactjs.org website. So in React.js, let's say I wanted to develop the application. So all HTML elements are treated as a components over here, meaning we have this header component, we have this center content, and also we have the bottom information about the some other components. So all HTML elements are treated as the the components in React.js, and this is basically developing by some classes and all those things which we need to do over here. So this is about the component. Okay, and next thing is like it's like unidirectional data flow and Flux. So Flux is it's not a framework or library. It is just one architecture which React follows just for the data flow between the components or view elements. So this is about some of the introductory part of React.js. So moving next. As React.js has a lot of features, so because of it is more popular recently. So one of the advantage is it's like a virtual DOM. It's use a virtual DOM. So what is virtual DOM? So in simply like virtual DOM is basically a local copy of our real DOM. React actually internal uses some computations for some processing and all those things. It uses this virtual DOM instead of actual DOM. So next is it's asynchronous. Asynchronous means it's a non-blocking, the execution. Let's say I have some, any execution which needs to be executed parallelly or something like that. So let's say we can take it up one example like, some Ajax call is there or anything like that. So it doesn't wait for any execution of any certain elements like that. It actually execute asynchronously, which is like non-blocking. Next is it is all the power of HTML, CSS, JavaScript is inside a component. So component is our ultimate, the beauty of the React.js. It's easy to learn as it's a library, not a framework, and the components can be reused easily. Let's say I have developed one form panel or some header footer like that, so that component can be reused in our any of the scope of our application. React.js is SEO friendly mainly. It's easy to use front-end test cases. Let's say I have some, some test cases like Jasmine or Karma like that. So those we can easily configure with the React.js. It's easy to debug using Chrome extension. I will show you the React.js Chrome extension. You can simply type React.js Chrome extension. It will open up the the extension page over here, so you can just simply add. I will show you one more thing. So it is added, and I will press F12 here. So here on the developer toolbar we have this React. Okay, so this is the React.js development, the toolbar. I can navigate or traverse between these. So we have this, the lot of components are here. Yeah, this is mainly used for debugging purpose actually. We have some plain normal the JavaScript development toolbar. Similar to this we have some React.js toolbar over here that we can use it for our development purpose for React.js. And next is like Redux. It's convenient state container. Let's say I wanted to have some state the identification, whether it could be server side, whether it could be client side, or it's like native application, native state. These are some advantage of React.js. Moving to next, what are the some disadvantage of React.js? Yeah, we don't need to understand the disadvantage about this at this stage, but still there are some limitations of React.js. So it covers only view layer of application, have to use another library to support backend or some other component. As I mentioned, like we can use AngularJS, we can use some Node.js as a server backend side like that. AngularJS is basically one of the UI library. We can use ReactJS or Node.js as a backend side. It's not a MVC, it is just a view component. And React.js has very poor documentation. It is not having the complete or in detail information about React.js. So these are some disadvantage of React.js. Okay, let's move next. Yes, what are the some differences between React.js and AngularJS or Angular? React.js developed by Facebook as Angular developed by Google. And ReactJS is the open source JS library. It is just a Vue component, and Angular is a fully featured MVC framework language which uses like JavaScript like syntax extension into the ReactJS and TypeScript into the Angular, as it is like superset of JavaScript. What about the data binding in ReactJS and AngularJS? In ReactJS it's unidirectional, and in AngularJS it's bidirectional. DOM. So ReactJS uses virtual DOM, as I mentioned, like it is like just a local copy of our actual DOM which uses into the ReactJS, and in Angular it is simply a regular DOM which we have. What about rendering? So rendering in ReactJS and Angular is at server side only. Yeah, packaging. So once we are ready with the development, we wanted to deploy to the production box. So in that case, we need to package that application so that it will have the all those the built version of application, so that we can directly deploy to the productions. So in that case, packaging is very strong in the React.js, and medium level into the Angular. So these are some pretty much difference between the React.js and some other libraries like Angular. Yeah, next is like basic environment setup. So we need to do installation of Node.js. Let me open the Node.js homepage over here. So this is nodejs.org. So inside this we can download the the recommended version or any latest features version over here. So I just downloaded this recommended version. You can check it out on command prompt. I have this command prompt I have installed already, so I am just going to check it out. What are the versions available? What is the current version of install Node.js is? It's version 10.15.0. Next, we require one simple editor. As per your convenience, you can use any of the code editor. As I'm using Visual Studio Code here, you can use Sublime, Atom, Aptana, or Notepad plus plus even you can use. So I'm using this Visual Studio Code, as I'm pretty much comfortable with this. So I'm preferring this tool. Okay, now it's like time to understand the simple or develop the simple React at example. So this is just one simple app like create React app. You can search in the Google like create React app. So it will open up this first page, like it's like Facebook page, and it will open it up into the uh, GitHub. So you can just clone it or download it, or there's one more way to install this. Let's do this. So I have Node.js installed. So what I will do is I will just write this npx. Here are some the details they have provided, so I'm just following this. So npm create react app. I will write as demo app. npx is npm package runner, like that. It actually downloads the library and as well as it executes it. Okay, I think this is completed now. So if we have executed this npx create react app and demo app, and which has been completed. Okay, now we can do just go to that directory demo app, and simply we can do a npm start. Alright, I think it is compiled successfully. Then you can open up the local host with the 3000 port number. So this should open our simple React app application. Yes. Okay, let me check out the ReactJS development toolbar. Okay, here it is. So it has this component. You can traverse over this just like that, the developer toolbar which we have into the just we can do the same as we do for the JavaScript toolbar. Okay, let's open that into the editor. Just go over some of the main files which we have over there. Just like demo app. It will open up our project inside this specifically into this editor. Okay, so inside this we have this package.json file. So this is basically used for some configuration purpose, meaning like what are the dependencies are there. Over here you can see this react dom, react script is there. So this is dependency is there, simple name version, all those details are available. Inside this node modules we can see multiple modules are loaded over here. Inside this source we have this app.js. So this is our the main file. Let's modify this. Over screen I can see just this edit src/app.js and save to reload, right? So what I will do, I will just update over here a little bit. Okay, and I will save it. It should reflect into the browser. Yeah, it is reflecting. Okay, so this is about the simple application for create React app. We can go over in detail, what are this class structure and what are the other libraries, other files are available over here. So we can check it out in the later version. So for today I think we are good for concluding this session. Okay, I think yeah, you can reach out to me to my personal ID, and you can WhatsApp me for any of your queries. Okay guys, thank you so much. Have a good day. Thanks.